Hi, welcome to my To Be Beautiful channel, where I believe that if you have a beautiful mind, you will have a beautiful life, because I truly believe that your inner world reflects your outer world. If something's not right in here, something ain't right out here. You feel me? Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you hear something in the background, it's because my dad is vibing. If you don't know who I am, welcome. My name is Linda. Today we're going to talk about the 8 negative things that I let go of that were negative and were no longer serving me and my higher purpose. You know what I'm looking for. You know what kind of energy and mindset I want to have. I'm enough as is right now. I am beautiful inside and out, as are you. I'm trying to have abundance. And I'm not talking about money, but I'm talking about abundance in my mind. And I want to have that safety net and that ultimate belief that no matter what, I am abundance. Baby, we're trying to thrive. I want to be as bright as this bitch right here, okay? That's how bright I want to fucking be, okay? I want to be as bright as this hoe. One thing that I let go of is eating meat. Eating red meat was definitely something that had to go. Nothing against people that eat meat. I will cook meat for my dad. A little bit of background on me and eating red meat is that it was my childhood. I always had that good ribeye. Around the time that I started really getting into meditation and meditating regularly, I got in tune with my inner energy and what I was feeling on the daily, right? First, it started off as me noticing this feeling. It was kind of like I'm on edge and I'm angry and I have no idea why I want to rip the wallpaper off of the wall right now. Some days it's not there, some days it's there. And then I started realizing that every time I eat meat, and I ate meat the day before, this feeling would come up. And I was like, is that true? I started doing experiments. My hypothesis was correct. And I was like, damn, I need to let go of meat because this energy is not serving me anymore. Soon I started thinking about the fact that I'm literally eating animals that are in slaughterhouses, that were born in slaughterhouses, are going through traumatic events, are releasing all those hormones into their blood and those stress hormones into their blood. And I am essentially eating all their emotions plus their flesh, their dead carcass flesh. And you know, it's not like a wild cow that you just go and you shoot and it's been living a great happy life and all of a sudden a human killed it. Like cows in slaughterhouses and all these animals go through a lot of detrimental emotional damage. And I soon started internalizing that and I was like, what? I don't want to eat that. I started to feel more in tune with nature. I started to feel more in tune with earth, air, fire, and myself. And it needed to happen. The second thing, number 2 item that I let go of is drinking. As I grew up, I watched every single person around me indulge in the substance. So naturally, I thought this was normal. And I think we could all agree that as a society, we pass this as normal. When I started drinking freshman year, so I was 14 years old, my first drink was aguardiente. 8 ounces of clear aguardiente. It was a water bottle with no label on it. I don't know how we came up on the subject. He challenged me to chug it. I felt he was saying that because I was a woman and women can't chug and women can't do things that men can. Wow. I looked at him. Oh, you bet I can't chug it, huh? Yeah, I bet you can't chug it. I chugged it. Absolutely. I downed a whole 8 ounces of aguardiente for my first alcoholic drink. That happened. And ever since that day, I have not stopped drinking. Blackouts are kind of normal for me. And I drank heavily from the age that I was 21 all the way up until 25. And I'm talking about every day. I was a server. It's really easy to get into that lifestyle because it's just part of the culture in a sense. I'm talking about I worked blacked out more than once, probably twice or 3 times. This was not serving me. I've had this realization a lot of times, but it takes me a long time to learn my lessons. Apparently, I don't listen to my intuition. I felt this when I would wake up the next day and you just don't want to do anything. I'm like, okay, so I'm not only ruining my night by doing something that's essentially bringing me no abundance. It's lowering my vibration. It's not healthy for me. I'm killing my liver. I'm killing my body. I'm dehydrating myself. And for what? For who? For when? I don't just drink drink every once in a blue moon and have a couple of drinks. I drink to get drunk. I ended up actually with a DUI and I spent 14 hours in jail. I was just honestly really happy that I hadn't killed anybody. I was just so grateful that nobody had died. 3, vapes. Oh my God, was this hard to let go of. This little stick had me hooked. Why am I going to do all this stuff for my body? Why am I going to eat all these healthy things? Why am I going to do all this detoxing that I'm doing if I'm literally going to be hitting a cancer stick? It made no sense for me. The energy that I got from the stick was erratic. I felt like death sometimes. I got a lot of anxiety from hitting it. I didn't necessarily smoke it all day, every day, but when I was at work, I'm a crackhead. I'm constantly in the bathroom like... What really helped me letting go of the vape is loving and caring for myself and essentially instilling that belief within myself that I am worthy and that I love myself. So if I love myself, then why am I ingesting and smoking this stick that is known to hurt me? 4th thing that I let go of, smoking weed every single day. I was definitely what you'd call a pothead in high school. I woke up, I smoked. I was about to leave my house to go to school. I smoked. I got a break. I smoked. I was high all day, every day, 24 hours of the day, except the times that I was sleeping. I realized that I thought it was crazy to be sober for a day, right? So then that idea to me was even crazier. You can't be sober for a day. What do you mean? Lucas, people are born sober. I spent my entire childhood sober. What do you mean you can't be sober for a day? That made no sense to me. It was around 2015, 2016 that I made that decision. And I think I didn't smoke weed for like 2 years. And then I decided, hey, you know what? I can handle it. So you know how the tale goes. Little by little, I started smoking more. I never got to the habit of smoking every single day now. Towards the end of my addiction, because that's what it is, it's an addiction. I'm addicted to things. I smoked always at work. I was always high at work and I was always high to go to run errands. I never smoked in my house. I didn't feel the need to. Being at work and going to run errands. For some reason, those are 2 very stressful things for me. I smoked because I found that I was a lot more calm to encounter the outer world, to encounter rude people, to encounter people that walk slow. I know that sounds silly, but I get frustrated when people walk slow and I have no other option but to wait for them to walk slow. And then when they stop in front of you and they just don't care that you're waiting with your car to like go, it's really ridiculous. But then again, I could just say, excuse me, right? I didn't do that. I instead got high so I can deal with this scenario. And then when I stopped smoking, it was very evident that I was relying on something for happiness and I was depending on THC to calm me down when I should be my own calm down. I should be my own safe haven. Everything is inside of me. So now I use my breath when people are rude to me at work and I'm serving a guest. I really just breathe through it. And then I really try to remember that it's a moment. It's just a moment. It's past. When they say something silly, something that I don't like, something that bothers me, I just go out, get them what they need, and just remember that like it's over. It's over. That incident is already over. We're in a new present moment now, and it's okay to let that go. And stopping to smoke weed has really helped me with my communication, with my boundaries, with my patience with people, my compassion. I no longer numb myself in these situations. I do smoke weed when I go to parties, but when I do rave, I'm gonna smoke. Whatever. It is what it is. I have raved sober. I could still do it, but I don't know. Stay tuned if that changes. 5, telling myself that I am stupid. My exact words were, "You're a stupid bitch." Every time that I forgot something, every time that I misplaced something, every time that I meant to do something and then I walked away without doing it, and then I realized that I walked away without doing it, I would call myself a stupid bitch. Changing how you speak to yourself isn't as easy as "I'm not gonna drink anymore," because you say "I'm not gonna drink anymore," that's it. You're not gonna drink anymore. You don't have to pick up the bottle. It's gone. You don't have to drink anymore, right? But not calling yourself a stupid bitch is really hard because, you know, sometimes you can't control what your mind thinks. Your mind is kind of just like word vomit and it comes out. So what I did to help myself with this negative self-talk is that every time I kind of blabbed out, I would correct myself and I'd say, "You're not a stupid bitch. You're human. You made a mistake. You forgot. It's okay." I literally talk to myself like I'm my own mother. And that's how I speak to myself when I negatively self-talk myself. I correct myself and I'm like, hey, be nicer. Be nicer to your friends. Be nicer. Don't be mean. I also began focusing on my own self-love and my own self-worth. I realized that I didn't really know what self-love was, like what it is to really love yourself unconditionally, because it's so easy to say, "Oh yeah, I love myself," and only love the parts of you that you like. You know, it's It's not an easy thing to do, to like the negative parts of yourself. For example, my addiction. It's not easy to say, hey, addiction, I love you. Hey, I love myself as is. I love myself as a person with ADHD. I love myself as a person that constantly forgets where things are. I love myself as a person that sometimes wants to lay in bed all day. I love myself as a person that sometimes slips and gossips about people. I love myself for who I am with my positive traits and my negative traits. I love myself wholly. I love myself and my shadow self. I love myself. I love myself. And I started doing a self-love meditation often. It's on Insight Timer. I'm going to tag it down below. The one specifically that I absolutely love. His name is David, and I love his voice. It's so soothing. It just really embodies what pure love means to me. 6, letting other people's energy affect me. This one is huge, especially with the people that I care dearly about. I used to internalize other people's problems. I used to want to fix it for them or fix their mindset or shift their perspective in one conversation, and I would involve myself energetically way too much in any negative conversation that I might have been having. And this caused me to leave the conversation feeling mad, agitated, drained, angry, and I would walk away with these emotions that this other person transferred from me, even if I had just meditated. And that used to get me so upset. I used to blame the other person for doing this to me, when in fact, it was I who allowed them to cross a boundary and cross a barrier into my own energy and affect my own energy. And I lost track of what was mine and what was theirs. There's no need in talking to a person that's not going to want to change their belief system, that's not going to want to live a positive life, that's not working on their abundance, that's not working on themselves, that's not doing the healing work. I can't do the healing work for you, baby. I can't do it. I can only advise you and show you and guide you through this process. But I can't do it for you. Impossible. Eventually, I simply just started to stay quiet and let them reflect on what they just said. 7, judging people. Boy, did I like judging people. I noticed that if I see a skirt on somebody that I wouldn't wear on myself, I call it ugly. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? I started questioning, why do you do that? Why do you care so much about people's wardrobes? Why do you care so much about people's choices and lifestyle? Like, just let a bitch be. Let her wear what she wants to wear. She likes that shirt. She likes that shirt. She likes the bling bling. Let her wear the bling bling, baby. The hell is wrong with you? And so then I realized that I enjoy putting people down in my head, because I would never tell this to a person. I would honestly hate to make a person feel bad. But I put them down in my head to uplift myself and make myself feel more than. And that's because I have a limiting belief that I don't think that I am enough. So in my weird way, I have to put somebody down to make myself feel better. Every time that blabber, because it just comes out, like, it's not something that I want to think, you know what I mean? It's just like word vomit coming out of my brain. It's just like, oh my God, what's that skirt? And I immediately tell myself, hey, that skirt is beautiful. I literally tell myself this, that skirt is beautiful. I don't need to put anybody down to feel like I am enough. I am enough. I am beautiful and they are beautiful. And that's it. I go about my day. And every time that happens, I'm rewiring my brain to think differently. And I also look at people that my brain wants to like say something, and I instead compliment them in my head. I don't go up to random people and just be like trying to heal myself and involve people in it. No, I just compliment them from afar. I'm like, hey, they're such a beautiful human being. And that's what I do. 8, last but not least, meditation. Meditation is something that I do every day. This is not necessarily letting go of something, but instead bringing something into my life. I meditate every day, and every day I let go a little bit more of the energies that don't serve me, the little bit of anxiety that I have left over, of the fear that I might have any day. I let go every day. I shed the energies that don't serve me. I shed the sadness. I shed sadness every freaking day. Everybody's supposed to be abundant. Everybody deserves their right place on this earth, because our birthright is to be free to speak your mind, free to be compassionate, free to love. We shouldn't be afraid of loving. So many of us are closed off because we are afraid of loving each other, because we are afraid that we will hurt each other. We are so lost. We're so lost. And I think that if you're watching this channel, you can agree with me because you see it. So thank you so much for doing your work. But yeah, I hope that me being vulnerable here, sitting with you, will give you the courage to be yourself, to go back in your memories and heal your inner child wounds, to let go of the addictions that you may have to let go of, whether it's food, whether it's gambling, anything that you could be addicted to is anything and everything. It doesn't necessarily have to be drugs. And I hope that I can also remind you that Rome was not built in a day, baby. It's okay if it takes you a while to recognize, accept something, and then let it go. It's all in your timeline. It's your life. It's your creation. You can do what you want to do, baby girl or baby guy. Sounds so weird. Or baby they. Thank you so much for watching my video today. That was a heart turning into a butterfly, just in case you were wondering. Thank you so much for watching today. Take only what you need. Never more, never less. Don't be greedy, bitch. Bye.